Welcoming back college football analyst Joe Gavazzi, and Joe is with us with a Hidden Gem of the Week game. And again, Joe's got these titles for these games, and I love the categories. And bottom line, I like what it equals. It equals production. Joe has been on an absolute tear, but what I'm finding since I've been doing these videos with Joe, it's not that he's on a tear or a run. This is what he does consistently. Puts a product out there that is to be respected and will profit. You stick with Joe, you're going to make money. And the hidden gem of the week is Southern Mississippi at LA Tech. And Joe, I'm anxious to hear your breakdown. I just don't know a whole lot about these schools other than Skip Holtz being a coach at LA Tech. Break it down for me, and what is your pick on the hidden gem of the week?
Well, that's exactly why it's a hidden gem, because not too many people follow the CUSA with the 5 big conferences taking up most of their audio and video time. But these programs have each been on quite a roller coaster ride in recent seasons. You may remember the LA Tech team from 3 years ago when Sonny Dykes was at the helm, and they were averaging over 50 points and 500 yards per game. Well, the bottom fell out of that when Sonny Dykes went to coach the Cal Bears, and in came Lou Holtz in short order with only 3 returning starters on the offensive line. La Tech went from over 50 points a game one year to less than 20 points a game the next year. Well, Holtz turned that around the following year, last year in 2014, and this was the point spread darling of last season, losing only twice against the spread the entire year, going 11-2 against the spread and making their backers tons of money. This year, still a very good team, but the line has caught up to them, and they're only 6-5 against the points. This year's hidden gem is the Southern Miss Eagles, a fabled program who had over 20 consecutive years of winning, including this millennium under the tenure of Bauer and Fedora. But when Fedora took his wares to Chapel Hill, Ellis Johnson, a famed defensive coordinator, was hired for a one-year disaster which saw the Golden Eagles soar from 12 victories to falling out of the nest with no wins the following year. Todd Monken has been hired to restore the fortunes, and that's exactly what he has done. And now Southern Miss is returning to their winning ways, including this year's point spread darling at 9-1 against the spread. We used them last week. They've been absolutely rolling offensively behind quarterback Mullen as they now approach 200 club offensive status and are almost one of our Super Ds. They were one of our big 6% winners last week, racking up 56 points, and I expect that momentum to carry over this week as these two teams battle for the CUSA West Division title. Will line up with Southern Miss plus the generous 6 points in a game they could easily win outright. Southern Mississippi, your hidden gem of the week.
Wow, thank you, Joe, for that breakdown. And viewers out there, if you look up college football knowledge in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Joe Gavazzi. All right, this guy just breaks it down. I love it, Joe. I love it. I am absolutely a big fan. And again, I do remember that LA Tech team from 3 years ago. They made a lot of noise. They were fun to watch, and it was, it was like an air attack every week. So anxious to see how this plays out. I don't doubt that you're on the right side, and I'm pulling for you. Another thing I just wanted to note real quick while I had you on, Joe, because both of you and I, we broke down the NFL game last night, and I was on board with the Bills at that 7. I just thought it would be interesting to let you know, yesterday about 4:30 Eastern time, I discovered a little bit of an edge with one book. Bodog had 7.5 with the Bills, and looking at the information you put out and how tight those games were, I thought it was a nice edge or an insurance policy to add on top of that game, and I'll be damned if that didn't pay off. 20-13, and instead of taking the push like I would have, I went ahead and opened up an account and nailed it on Bodog, got that extra half a point. So thank you for your knowledge you gave me yesterday. That really kind of tilted me the direction I went and led me to finding out that one little loophole with the book that had an extra half point. So that's why I enjoy being with you, Joe. Thanks for sharing the hidden gem of the week, and we look forward to having you back again with us soon.